What's up, everybody? You see what I have in front of me, so you know what's about to happen. I'm gonna eat this whole chicken and I'm gonna drink that whole bottle of Henny. Let's get started. So this chicken's from Costco, and every time I go to Costco, I grab a chicken because whether or not I'm gonna eat it, it's only $5, and usually I pull it apart and use the pieces for some other type of recipe. Hold on, I'm probably gonna need a lot of napkins for this. So you might be wondering, why am I eating a chicken and a bottle of honey during the day? It is 1:45 p.m. So it's not that early. It's an hour into the afternoon. But before we want to get into that, I'll talk about alcohol in general, right? And other vices similar to it, but mostly alcohol. I think the first time I ever had a drink was probably before I can even remember, because I was born in Vietnam. I was born in Thailand, but grew up in Vietnam until I was like 4. And I'm pretty sure my badass tried some alcohol somewhere down the road, or somebody put some in my mouth when I was a baby. Not that that's a terrible thing to do. It's not a great thing to do, but I mean, back in the day, they used to put a little bit of whiskey or brandy on your tooth when you had a toothache. Things change, whatever. Anyway, the first time I remember having alcohol, probably like 10 or 8. Our parents would get together once a week and drink and eat like they haven't seen each other last week. But usually at the end of these parties, we help clean up. And so me and my brother, usually we would collect the leftover beers and we would drink them. Sometimes pour them into a cup and drink them. But we didn't get drunk. It was not enough for us to get like really drunk. We just drank it to try it, to be cool kids. But my friend had a birthday party. I think he was turning 13 and I was probably like 14 or 15. And that was the first time I blacked out and actually fell on my face. I remember falling on my face. I was sitting in the chair, those steel chairs. I'm sitting there, just absolutely obliterated, rocking back and forth. And then I lose my balance and I go forward. I don't try to stop the fall. I just let it happen. And you know how when you fall, you instinctively go to try to catch yourself? Yeah, I did that with my face. All right here, road rash. Thankfully, I was young and the scars healed, but I'll never forget that night. I mean, I'll never remember that night. What's up? You want some chicken? This is my daughter. I remember when I was younger, I was like suicidal, fake suicidal, real suicidal, who knows? You know, kids, moody teenagers, whatever. But I remember telling myself one day I was gonna have a family. So whenever I was at my lowest low, I just thought about that. One day, I have my own family, and now I have it. Now what? Am I supposed to be happy now? I mean, yeah, sometimes you're happy. but other times you're sad. And just like Miss Rachel says, right? It's okay to have big feelings, right? Big feelings. Hey, 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 hey. Here, here. Uh, All right, well, I guess I'm cheating on this challenge because she's helping me. And she might not look it, but she actually eats a lot. So, you gonna help me finish this bottle too? That's my baby. That's my son. That's my son. Here, you can smell it. You can't drink it. It smells good though. Yeah, it just smells like caramel. Anyways, where was I? Oh yeah, that party. That was my first big experience, first memory with alcohol. Uh, Nothing really eventful in high school. Oh, I did chug some liquor once at the art museum. We used to always park up at the art museum on the steps, and we would meet up there to smoke, drink, hang out. And somebody had a bottle. I'm pretty sure it was Henny. And I was like, yeah, let me do this. So I took the bottle, I chugged that shit, and I chugged a good amount of it too. Cause once you start chugging, you don't stop until you kind of like stop or like the pain stops you. But the pain's only really when you're like chugging soda. So glug 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 glug, and then I'm sitting in the back of his car, and I feel it coming up. Me, I'm good at puking. I usually puke very cleanly. So I look around. I'm like, what am I gonna puke in? I don't find anything. So I think I was already holding the Doritos bag, but yeah, I ripped open that Doritos bag and I in the back of his car, and I missed. I missed a little bit. I missed a lot. I don't know. I don't remember. Come on, chug that whole. I didn't chug the whole bottle of Henny. I chugged a good amount of that Henny, and it was such a waste. But fast forward to college, everyone's drinking in college. So I meet one of my closest friends, and we're all talking about how we all drink. We all drink for real. All these other stupid college kids, they're not like us. We're more mature than them. We're more experienced, and we really were. Like as immigrant kids versus these sheltered American kids. Not saying all American kids are sheltered, but I mean like these kids. I mean it's culinary school. Broke kids aren't going to culinary school. I mean, we were broke, but we went. I don't know. We drank the Kool-Aid. Should have just worked our way up and skipped culinary school. But anyways, we're in college and we're drinking, and he's showing me how he drinks, and he teaches me how to drink. I thought I knew how to drink, but this guy knew how to drink. I mean, he was Mexican. Do what you want with that information. I'm just saying. These are the facts, all right? Bro knew how to drink. He was Mexican. All right. So I learned how to drink the way he drinks, and he's teaching me some tips. What were the tips he taught me? Don't hold it. You put it in your mouth. Don't hold it. Just drink it. We were young, so we weren't really trying to enjoy it that much. We were just trying to get like messed up. Um, he said he bought what he could at the time with what he had. I mean, he did always have some good stuff. He put me on El Jimador. I don't drink it much anymore because I drank so much of it in college. But El Jimador, it's a solid bottle of tequila. It was like 20 back in the day. Yeah, he teaches me how to drink. We're drinking more. I'm drinking a lot more now, and I'm not drinking for the flavor. I'm just drinking for the fun. And I don't think I started enjoying the flavor until I was around like 25, 26. Yeah, I started actually really enjoying the flavor of alcohol, like more so than just the feeling of alcohol. This isn't even the best Henny. This is just regular Henny. It says very special, but I'm pretty sure that's the bottom one. From what I know, there's the VSOP, then there's the XO, and then the Louis, the Louis 13 King Louis. I haven't had King Louis. I've had XO a couple times, and there is a difference. Is it worth the price? I don't think so. But when you got it like that, you got it like that. I mean, I'm at the point in my life where I'm not buying knockoff Doritos anymore. Like, I don't have to buy knockoff Doritos, you know? I can buy the name brand. Today, when I was at Costco to pick up this chicken, usually I get the Costco Irish Spring butter. Today, I got the Kerry Gold. Huh? There's levels to it. Levels to this shit. You guys want to see me do the drumstick trick? Well, attempt to do the drumstick trick. You know, the one where you take the whole leg and have nothing come out but bone. All right, here we go. No homo. Should have went more homo with it. Are we at the point past the wokeness where I won't get in trouble for saying that? I remember back in the day, people used to say all the time, no homo. It was a punchline. Like, that's what she said. I wonder if people still do that. Coming to terms with the fact that I'm not young anymore. Well, I'm not a kid anymore. I'm 30 even. Swag. You remember that? Swag. Kind of hard to stay on topic. You know what else is hard? Trying to talk into a camera. Good thing I have the sticker of Leo on the back of my phone. It looks like I'm talking to her. But Leah's not a very strong conversationalist to begin with, so there's that. All right, this is the last thigh on the chicken. Pretty soon we'll be getting into the white meat, sans the wings. I don't know what I'm doing with a fork and a knife. I don't like getting my hands dirty and my face dirty. I don't know. I think it was because when I was younger, the way my mom feeds us, the way she fed us, what she would feed you, and then she would wipe your mouth with a napkin. Every time. Get a mouthful, wipe with the napkin. Mouthful, wipe with the napkin. So with my daughter, I try not to wipe her mouth too much. When she's eating, I let her finish, and then I clean her up. But I don't know, maybe I should wipe her mouth with a napkin, because like for me, I can't eat with my fingers being dirty, my mouth being dirty. Take a bite, put my stuff down, wipe my mouth. I can't have all that stuff hanging around the corners. It just feels really gross. I don't like when my fingers are greasy. I think when I started this video, we were talking about alcohol, right? Like, ask yourself, what do you drink for? You drink yourself to have fun? You drink to enjoy the flavor? Enjoy the liquor? Do you not drink? Do you drink non-alcoholic tequila? You drink non-alcoholic spirits? Can I get a virgin margarita? Bitch, if you don't order a fucking Sprite. And it's funny because these non-alcoholic beverages, it's just the market for it is huge. Like some of these bottles of non-alcoholic spirits are more expensive than actual spirits. They went through so much to make liquor that tastes like liquor but doesn't have any liquor in it. It's trans liquor. I don't know, man. I have a job. If I get canceled for this, I'm gonna get fired at my job. But if I get fired at my job, I might just do this every day until I get paid. And if I don't get paid, at least I'm gonna eat every day until I can't eat every day anymore. Remember when cancel culture was really big? Just pretend every time I pause, it's your turn to talk. And every time I talk, that's me talking over you. Because I don't like the sound of my voice, but I do like to talk. I could talk forever. I could talk about anything. I could talk about some bullshit. Shit. I remember when we were younger and we had car rides. That's my mic, yo. You just ripped my mic off. You want to get mic'd up too? And share some of your insight with the camera? Yo. While I appreciate your curiosity, I'm going to need you to refrain from sabotaging my conversational mukbang. All right? You saw it here, folks. Conversational mukbang. Hashtag conversational mukbang. Where the center of the video isn't just the ASMR of me. It's also enjoying my sultry voice while I simulate conversation as if you were here with me and we were having a conversation in which I did most of the talking and you mostly just listened. And you're not really interested in what I have to say, but you don't have anything else better to do. So you sit here, you eat with me, you drink with me, and you chill as you watch my daughter rip up my my paper towels, my precious resources. Girl, that's another thing, man. You would probably never understand this, but you know, my mama used to wash these paper towels. She used to wash these paper towels, wring them dry, and then hang them over the kitchen sink faucet to let them dry so we can reuse them again. I know some of you out there could probably relate. You guys ever have parents that save like the Dunkin' Donuts cup or the McDonald's cup, the whatever cup? Maybe that's what we all should be doing, right? Reduce, reuse, recycle. But it's such a pain. And it's not sexy. Imagine if you went to go wipe your hands right? And you had a little piece of paper like this. Even worse than this, it was already wet, dried, and wrinkled up, and you gotta wipe your hands on that, wipe your mouth on that. Like, that's not sexy, you know? You go over to a fresh roll, it's on a roll, it's hanging underneath the countertop, you pull it and you rip it off, you know? You got a fresh paper towel, you do one of these, and then you ball it up and throw it away. I can't say that that's not what I always do, but I have done that once or twice. But I'm buying the paper towels now. It's my paper towels. But it is kind of fucked up. The more money you make, the more wasteful you become, I think. At least for me. I think it's a trade-off. I mean, the money system is a trade-off, right? If you wanted to grow food, you would have to invest your time. But instead, you work a job and you get money. If your job is to grow food, then you grow the food and you get money. Now you use that money to pay for services or goods. Whereas me, I don't grow food. I use my money to buy the food. So you trade your time in for money and you use that money to pay for other people's time. Right? So the more money you make, the more of people's time you can use, the more of people's time you can waste. And honestly, fuck everybody else. Because at the end of the day, if you think about it, you only have your consciousness, right? The only thing you're sure of is what you're thinking. Crazy people, this isn't for you. I don't know about all those mental, like, health issues or whatever. I don't know. Regular people, regular-ish people, whatever you think in your head is what you know to be true. Whatever you see, whatever you feel, whatever you remember, those are your truths, right? How can you be sure of other people's actual existence, right? The person over there. How do you know if they're actually real? I'm not getting all crazy here, okay? I'm just playing along with what people have been saying about, like, simulations and stuff. But how can you actually prove that the person in front of you is another person with thoughts and feelings just as yours? You should believe that they do, because that's how you be a good person. This is all just watered down at this point. Let me drink this up and pour another fresh glass. Craziness aside, let's talk about thoughts, right? Whatever you think is what you think. Whatever people tell you that they think, how can you be sure that's what they actually think? You don't know. The only thing you can be sure of is yourself. So the only thing you should be worried about is yourself. You should be number one, right? If you sacrifice your life for somebody, you don't get to see what happens after that. All you know is that you sacrificed your life, and in that moment, boom, you died, and hopefully you died for a good cause. But you don't get to see. Well, I don't know. Maybe you can. Maybe you can see down from heaven or up from hell. But you don't get to see what happens, I think, after you sacrifice yourself. So why would you sacrifice yourself? Why would you put anybody else in front of you? I know people always say, like, oh, you gotta put your kids in front of you, your family, your parents, whatever, but they don't exist in your consciousness. The only thing that exists is you. Huh. So what's the problem with looking out for number one? The way I see it, it goes, first is you. You're number one. Number two, that's your spouse. Because you get to pick that person. That's the person you choose to spend the rest of your life with. That's number two. Number three, that should be your children. because you brought them into this world. You're responsible for them. You were responsible for them. You made them, you're responsible for them, right? Number one, you. Number two, spouse. Number three, your children. Number four, that's going to be your parents. They brought you into this world. You owe them some sort of debt because they brought you into here. The debt is the price of your life. They brought you in here. Without them, you wouldn't be here. That's why I put them at number four. Number five is going to be your siblings. They came from your same parents. They share your DNA. They share your blood. That's you. After your siblings, then come your friends. Now, I put siblings before friends because siblings will always be there. No matter what happens, your siblings will still be your siblings. Your brother will still be your brother. Your sister will still be your sister. Your friends, they might not be your friends anymore. They could have been your friends at a different time. And people that cut off their brothers and sisters, I can see why you do it. But at the end of the day, they still are your brother and sisters, you know? They could be dead to you, so they're your dead brother and sisters, but they're still your brothers and sisters. So that's my ranking. In terms of importance and how you should think about it, you should worry about it in that order. Yourself, your spouse, your children, your parents, your siblings, and then your friends. That's just my opinion. Everybody has their own thoughts, feelings, and philosophies. That's what I stand for. And if you don't stand for anything, you'll fall for anything. I think this chicken's cold now. This is usually how it goes. I buy a chicken, I eat all the dark meat, and then I save all the white meat for recipes. Because once you eat the two thighs, drumsticks, you're full. And you pack it away, and then you eat the wings. This is my first mukbang, by the way. Well, talking mukbang. I don't know how long this camera's been rolling, but I've just been rolling with it. Talking into the camera, eating into the camera, drinking into the camera. And while I'm here, if you're still listening, I guess I'll explain it. I'll explain myself. I don't have to explain myself, but I'll put it out there. I'm just trying to make more money, right? And I was bored one day and I was up late at night. I was high as fuck. So I started looking into digital entrepreneurship. There's a lot of ways to do this. There's drop shipping. I know you guys have probably heard a lot of. There's TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. I remember YouTube, that's the OG. There's all these people selling courses, advertising, media market. There's so many ways to make money online. And the more I get into it, the more I learn. There are platforms for just creators trying to meet with brands, and you can get partnered with brands. Everyone's on Instagram, but who's on Backstage? Social Cat. You know, these are just some new things that I'm learning. And the more that I learn, the more I see things differently. But that's what holds me back. I think that everybody knows what I know, see what I see. So when I do something, I feel like a lot of people are going to see the strategy behind it. But one thing you have to remember is there's always going to be people out there that are so incredibly dull, so stupid, so slow that they don't understand what you understand. They don't know what you know. And then the converse is true. There's so much you don't know. There's so many people that know more than you. So do what you gotta do. And don't be worried about it. I forget where I read this, but It was probably while I was scrolling in the middle of the night on gurus on Instagram and Facebook, and somebody said, "Post it first, judge it later. Don't judge it while it's in your camera roll." And that changed my mindset. Why would I be shy and embarrassed about putting something out there if people aren't going to really see it anyways? I don't do big numbers. Not a lot of people know about me. And the people that do know me, they probably won't even make it this far in the video. So I just put it out there, let it stay out there, let it gain traction. And then maybe one day I'll have a whole bunch of people that are just like me, bored, middle of the night, doom scrolling. They'll find my page, scroll through my content, give me a ton of views, give me a bunch of activation, and the algorithm will do its thing, and they'll blow me up, and I'll have a whole bunch of content for people to look at when they get on my page. I don't really care anymore about having the cleanest, most curated page. You know, this is my personal brand, and I'm not clean and perfect. So why would I put out clean and perfect content? Maybe if I were to do a commercial for somebody, I would go out of my way, you know, really showcase my skills and creativity and offer them a nice polished product that they can then share to their audience. But this is just me being real, putting myself out there, trying something new. I find that every year I do something new. Gardening, Lego, 3D printing. I guess this year is content creation, UGC, influencer, whatever you want to call it. That's why at the end of my videos, this is not original, by the way. I stole this from somebody, and I can't remember who. I think it's this one chick. I can't remember her handle. If I remember it, I'll probably tag her or go on her page and DM her and thank her for it and tell her I'm using it. I don't know, whatever. Nothing's original anyways. Somebody, you everything that you are is influences of something that you pulled from your past and something that you learned. Like the language you're speaking, you didn't even invent that, all right? So that's why at the end of my videos I go, follow for more of whatever this is. Cause I don't know what this is. Build it and they will come. Post it and people will watch. And if they don't watch, fuck it. I still got my whole W-2 job. This is literally just a side gig. And at this point, this is therapy because I'm not having a good day. But I'm thankful. Henny makes me emotional. I feel like Henny gives you problems. But yeah, not everybody can just have this on their bad days, you know. People do worse things on their bad day. But yeah. My baby. Ugh. At least I've got some stable form of motivation for the next 18 to 50 years. I'm trying to live to 100, by the way. Stop tweaking, bro. You came over here to me. Anyways, this was real. The alcohol just hit me. I'm probably not going to finish this chicken or this bottle, but I hope you enjoyed the content. Like and follow for more of whatever this was.